The horse stance is a seemingly simple exercise, yet incredibly effective one that can transform your physical and mental well-being. Looking at first glance easily simple. Feet shoulder width apart, knees bent, and a posture resembling sitting on a horse. It is easy to overlook the depth that this exercise, deeply rooted in Chinese martial arts, offers for all kinds of benefit. Regular practice strengthens your muscles, enhances flexibility, and stabilizes the joint, improving cardiovascular health. Apart from physical benefits, the horse stance actually tests the psychology of an individual, as it is a holistic exercise meant both for your body and mind. At its very core, the horse stance is an isometric exercise. This means, unlike dynamic exercises where you're constantly on the move, you hold a static position for an extended period. This static hold sets continuous tension in your muscles, engaging them fully with no requirement for movement. Many benefits can be achieved from such an exercise stance, especially in developing muscular endurance and strength. The stance primarily engages the lower body, and you would be activating all those muscles such as your quadriceps, hamstrings, glutes, and calves. As you hold onto it, you would be engaging both slow twitch and fast twitch muscle fibers for overall muscle development. Actually, what's remarkable about the horse stance is that it does work on your muscles without any equipment or weights, when relying entirely on body weight resistance. The isometric nature of the horse stance has another key benefit. It builds muscular endurance. As you hold the stance, your muscles are forced to endure prolonged contractions. Over time, this leads to improved lactate tolerance, which is the ability of your muscles to manage lactic acid buildup. Lactic acid is often blamed for the muscle burn felt during exercise, but with regular isometric training, your muscles become better at using lactate as a fuel source. This reduces fatigue and gives you a harder push during your workouts, increasing the stamina and overall fitness that you may have. One of the greatest benefits the horse stance can offer is its effect on heart and cardiovascular health. A well-controlled isometric exercise study that included the horse stance revealed that even after only 4 weeks of consistent practice, subjects showed considerable declines in blood pressure. The researcher measured a reduction of 4.9 points in systolic and 2.6 points in diastolic blood pressure, thus showing how efficacious the horse stance can be at lowering blood pressure for heart health. This stance can actually be included in your daily activities as a way of helping reduce resting blood pressure. It's a low-impact way of improving cardiovascular function. It is great for joint health and stability, apart from the effects it has on muscles and cardiovascular conditions. Holding stance requires your knees, hips, and lower back to be fixed, and it pulls the muscles around those joints in place to make them stronger. With such improvements over time, the joint stability increases and the risks of being injured, especially from sudden movements or heavy lifting, decrease. The 90-degree bend in your knees tenses the adjacent muscles and tendons just enough to fortify the joints without undue strain. This is especially helpful for anyone suffering from knee or hip trouble, because it offers a low-impact way to strengthen the muscles surrounding these joints. The horse stance also increases balance and coordination. To maintain the position, your body has to constantly work at it to achieve equilibrium. Thus, your core muscles are engaged, and the sense of proprioception increases. That is, the awareness of where your body is in space. A horse stance has long been a staple in the martial artist's arsenal for improving balance and stability. People who ride horses whose posture mimics that of a horse stance have also been the subject of studies that point towards improvements to balance and stability. Frequent usage of the horse stance can improve coordination that makes other exercise and even daily activities easier to execute with more control. Flexibility is another area where the horse stance excels. Many people equate stretching with dynamic movement, and is indeed a fact that isometric movements like the horse stance contribute to some extent in enhancing flexibility. Tension is built into the muscles while holding the stance, which activates them to stretch and extend. Hence, over time, the legs, hips, and lumbar region learn to become more flexible. What makes the isometric stretches more interesting is that they increase strength along with enhancing flexibility. The tension on the muscles not only makes them more limber, but also strengthens for a balanced fitness profile that is strength with mobility. The horse stance also deeply impacts the mental endurance. It is very difficult to hold the stance for a long time. It is not only hard physically, but it's also hard mentally. As your muscles start to get tired, your mind will be telling you to quit. But the pain of pushing through is a good way to cultivate mental toughness. Horses teach you to maintain steadiness under pressure. Most of what you learn in the art is not just applicable to the martial arts, but in real life as well. Psychological studies on the benefits of martial art training found that practices like the horse stance can help alleviate mental illnesses, such as stress, anxiety, and generally in improving a person's well-being. The horse stance is a full-body workout aside from its working the lower body. While the heavy lifting is left to your legs, your core takes center stage in stabilizing your entire body as you hold the stance. Engaged abdominal muscles, obliques, and lower back help prop up your entire body. This recurring engagement of the core will strengthen your midsection while maintaining both good posture and greater overall stability of the core. For many other exercises, including both weightlifting and running, having a strong core is essential. The horse stance can help develop that strength in a low-impact, controlled manner. One of the attractive features of this stance may be its accessibility. Being one of the bodyweight exercises, it does not have a requirement of equipment or membership at a gym. It can hence be done anywhere and at any time. This makes it an easy option for all beginners as well as advanced practitioners. Beginners should start with short holds, about 30 seconds, and gradually increase the time with ongoing strength and endurance developments. The key is to focus on maintaining proper form. Feet shoulder width apart, knees bent at a 90-degree angle, and back straight. Avoid leaning too far forward or backward, and make sure your knees stay aligned with your feet to prevent strain on the joints. Now, you can increase the duration and intensity of the stretch once you get comfortable with this posture. Aim to hold the stance for up to 2 minutes per set, performing multiple sets with short breaks in between. The longer you hold the stance, the more your muscles will be challenged, leading to greater strength and endurance over time. It's a gradual process, but consistency is key. The more regularly you practice the horse stance, the more noticeable the results will be. While the horse stance is a powerful exercise, it's important to avoid common mistakes that can reduce its effectiveness or even lead to injury. One of the most frequent errors is allowing the knees to cave inward, which places unnecessary stress on the inner knee joints. Instead, focus on keeping your knees aligned with your feet and actively push them outward to maintain proper form. One other common incorrect positioning is leaning forward or backward. This easily fluctuates your position and diminishes the positive load of the exercise. To avoid this, keep your torso upright and in the middle over the feet. Also, the pelvis should be kept neutral. Most people slump forward too much with the horse stance and thereby put undue tension on the lower back, thus lessening the effectiveness of the exercise. Instead, focus on tucking your tailbone in a bit and engaging your core muscles so that your spine remains straight, neutrally related. A recommended routine for beginners is 2 to 3 sets of 30 seconds on hold, with 30 seconds to 1 minute in between. When you get stronger, you can try to stay 1 or 2 minutes on hold. You want to end up somewhat increasing the buildup both of your body endurance as well as the mental strength, gradually pushing yourself a little farther while keeping proper form. If you feel this video was helpful, give it a thumbs up and share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel Fit Vista and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on more tips for improving your health and fitness.